Hi guys and welcome back. So in this video we are going to talk about one of the most, if not the most important sleight in card magic. It's called the double lift and it looks like this. We're gonna turn over the top card. It happens to be the ace of spades and I'm just gonna rub it over here and it turns into the king of hearts. The ace of spades is still over here. So let's talk about this. Okay guys, so as I said, today we're talking about the double lift. We've come to that chapter in the Royal Road to Card Magic. We're going through this book on the channel right now. It covers all the basics of card magic. So if you want to learn, this is the perfect opportunity to make sure to subscribe. You don't need the book to follow the videos. It's just a bonus, okay? So we've done quite a few videos on the channel so far. As far as I'm aware, there haven't been one single double lift in the videos, which just goes to show how much you can do without the double lift. How versatile magic is and how many different sleights there are to substitute the double lifts. Sometimes the double lift is a little bit overused, but that being said, it's a wonderful move and it's very important and it's worthwhile learning if you want to get somewhat serious in magic and you want to go beyond the self-working tricks. So before starting, there are two different kinds of double lifts, you could say. There are the double lift, which looks like this, when you're actually lifting the card off the deck. But in close-up situations that we're concerned with, we have the double turnover, where you actually just turn over the double on top of the deck like this. In close-up situations, it's much more natural. But in parlor situations, you need to, of course, to be able to, everyone needs to be able to see the card, which is why you use the double lift. So that's the technical difference. So let's get into it. Okay, so the version I'm showing you today is a pretty basic version. I might do more videos on double lifts in the future, developing it a little bit, showing you some more advanced ones. But this one is still a very good one used by experts, and it's definitely still a version I use when I have an old deck or a deck I'm not comfortable with, a borrowed deck. It's a very safe way of doing the double lift. So for this double lift, you need a get ready. You need to get a break underneath the top two cards. There are many ways of doing this. You could do the thumb count and transfer that into a pinky break, or you could do a pinky count like this, or you could do a double pushover, which looks like this, where you push over two cards and then pull them back. These are all more advanced techniques and I might go through them in the future. But today I will still provide you with 3 different ways of getting a break. So you'll be well equipped to start using this double lift. One way of doing it, and this often needs to be in the context of a trick, but one way of doing it is to take the top card, kind of gesture a little bit with it, and as you do, you get a break under one card over here by just sliding it over and back and getting a pinky break. And then you say, yeah, and I'm going to take this card and I'm going to place it underneath the card box, for example, which gives you an excuse to place it back to kind of show the card box. And now you have a break under 2 cards and you're ready to begin. Another way of doing it is to casually, as you're talking, you could say, for example, okay, so you shuffle the cards yourself, or the cards are shuffled thoroughly, whatever, and you square the cards up, and in that process you have a break beneath 2 cards. And it's fairly simple. You simply spread the cards out, and as you close, you make sure to get your pinky, pull up a little bit with your pinky, and as you square, simply get a pinky break like that. Now the technique you're going to use probably most often is this one, where you lift 2 cards with your thumb and get a break under the 2 cards. So how do we do this? Well, we start by pushing a little bit with our left index finger back on the cards so they're beveled a little bit inwards towards you. And now what you're going to do, I hope you can see this, but you're going to lift 2 cards, and I exaggerate a little bit, but you're gonna lift 2 cards and you're gonna get your pinky break like so. So again, you push in with your index finger, and actually a little subtlety that you should definitely use, instead of lifting the cards like this, you could actually move the deck down like this, okay? So I hope you see what's going on here. So instead of lifting and, you know, getting this kind of ski jump situation, you actually go down with the deck, and that causes a lot less movement, and the cards are less bent. So practice that. Okay, so these are some ways of getting a break underneath the top 2 cards. Now we're ready to begin the double turnover itself. So once you have that break, what you're going to do is you're going to come over with your palm up right hand and get in with your 2 fingers, index finger and the middle finger, underneath. Slide them in like this into that gap, to that break. And when you're about the middle, you use your thumb on top. So this is a pinch grip, I think it's called. And it's very secure, and it will make sure that these 2 cards are aligned. You get in, you take that card, and you start to slide it towards the right, okay? So you slide it towards the right, always keeping contact with the top of the deck. And as you get over here to the end, you're just gonna kind of, I think it's best to just let it drop like this. So you let it drop like that, and it might separate it a little bit, but it doesn't matter because you're gonna square it up in a moment. But make sure to drop it a little bit outjogged like this, because what that allows you to do now is, as you square it up, you're gonna place your thumb over here at the side, and you're gonna use your index finger to square up and at the same time press that card inwards and also down, which causes it to, this is obviously very exaggerated, but it lifts like this. And now you can easily take a pinky break. And it doesn't have to be much, really. It's enough with a little bit of the white border, and you'll still be able to get that to pop out a lot. But in the beginning, you might want to be on the safe side. So you can, you know, you can even have it out here, and you quickly square it up, push it inward, and get your break over here. Okay, now you can display that card to everyone, and then you do the exact same thing when you turn it over. You slide it over here, you turn it over, and when you're at about 90 degrees, you just drop it like this. And now you can do whatever you need to do in the trick. But now you've essentially switched that card in this situation or this example. Another thing you can do if you're when you're comfortable with the technique is to actually do this. Give it a little flick, and with a little bit of practice it kind of sounds like only 1 card, okay? It's fairly easy. You hold it in pinch grip and you just, you know, do this as if it was a single card. But you probably have to be a little bit more comfortable with the technique first. Another thing to think about when you do double lifts, if you want them to be as natural as possible, you want to be turning over a single card more or less, or as closely as possible, the same way as a double card. So you can actually practice with a single card like this, and then transition into a double card, and hopefully it will look more or less the same way, okay? Lastly, the last thing I want to say is that, again, it doesn't really matter if the cards separate a little bit right here, because you're gonna square it up straight away using your index finger, getting that break. If it separates a little bit, it doesn't matter. Even over here, it doesn't really matter, because you're gonna be in movement all the time, and the eye is not able to catch that little separation. So I hope you liked this version of the double lift. It's a little bit different from the one in the Royal Road to Card Magic. I think this one is way better. So let me know what you think. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And please, if you like this, help me out. Smash the thumbs up and subscribe, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.